The scent of gardenias always reminds me of funerals. It's a heavy, cloying smell that sticks to the back of your throat. Today, it's everywhere. It's in the wreaths, on the lapels of the mourners, and seemingly infused into the very fabric of my black dress. My father is gone. The man who was my entire world is now just a memory encased in a polished mahogany box. I stand by the graveside, my legs feeling like lead. Beside me, my sister, Elena, is a vision of curated grief. Her designer veil is perfectly draped. Her sobs are rhythmic, melodic even. She looks like a grieving widow from a classic film, despite being the daughter. I reach out to squeeze her hand, seeking a shred of shared pain. She pulls away. It's subtle, but it's there. She reaches for a silk handkerchief instead, dabbing her eyes without smudging her waterproof mascara. I tell myself she's just overwhelmed. We've always been different. I'm the quiet artist, the one who stayed home to care for Dad during his 3-year battle with cancer. She's the high-flying publicist who visited once a month with expensive gifts and a distracted expression. He loved you so much, Elena. I whisper, my voice cracking. I want us to be a team. I need us to be. She doesn't look at me. She stares straight at the casket as it begins its slow descent. He loved his legacy, Maya. She replies, her voice cold and sharp as a razor. And legacies need to be managed. The air feels thinner. I don't understand why she's being so distant. For years, I was the one changing bandages, managing medications, and holding his hand through the delirium of late-night fevers. Elena was always too busy or too sensitive to handle the reality of sickness. But I didn't mind. I did it for him. As the first shovel of dirt hits the wood, a hollow thud echoes through my chest. Dad always promised that I'd be taken care of. You're the heart of this family, Maya. He'd say, when I'm gone, you won't have to worry about a thing. The house, the estate, it's your sanctuary. I trusted him. I trusted the system. Most of all, I trusted that my only sister would see the sacrifice I made, dropping out of my master's program, losing my social life, and putting my career on hold to be his full-time shadow. After the service, Elena turns to me. The tears are gone, replaced by a terrifyingly businesslike focus. The lawyer is meeting us at the house in an hour. Don't be late. We have a lot to discuss regarding the transition. Transition? I thought it was just a reading of the will. I watch her walk toward her sleek black SUV, her heels clicking against the stone path like a countdown. That was the moment everything changed. I just didn't know how much I was about to lose. The mahogany desk in Dad's study looks too big for Mr. Henderson, the family attorney. He's been our lawyer for decades, but today he won't look me in the eye. Elena sits in the leather armchair, legs crossed, sipping a glass of Dad's vintage scotch. She looks like she already owns the room. Shall we begin? Elena asks, checking her gold watch. Mr. Henderson clears his throat and opens a thick manila folder. As you know, your father's estate is significant. The properties, the investment accounts, and the controlling interest in the family textile firm. I nod, my heart racing. I don't care about the money, but the house, this house, is my only connection left to him. It's where my studio is. It's where I spent every night for 3 years. The final will, dated 6 months ago, Henderson begins, states that the entirety of the liquid assets, the family home, and the business holdings are to be bequeathed to Elena. The room goes silent. I can hear the clock on the mantel ticking, each second a hammer blow to my skull. What? I gasp. That's impossible. Dad told me. He told you what you wanted to hear to keep you compliant. Maya. Elena interrupts, her voice devoid of any warmth. Let's be realistic. You're an artist. You have no business sense. Giving you the estate would be like throwing money into a black hole. I took care of him. I scream, standing up so fast my chair topples over. I gave up 3 years of my life. You were in Paris. You were in Dubai. You only came home when the doctors said it was the end. Elena sighs, as if I'm a child throwing a tantrum. And you were compensated with room and board. Dad realized toward the end that he needed someone who could actually grow the family brand. He signed the amendment in the presence of 2 witnesses and Mr. Henderson. I look at Henderson. He looks at his shoes. It's a valid document, Maya. He was of sound mind. He was on morphine. I shout. He didn't know what he was signing. The medical reports say otherwise, Elena says, sliding a piece of paper across the desk. It's a notice to vacate. I'm planning to sell the house to a developer. They're turning the lot into luxury condos. You have 30 days to move your paintings and things. I felt invisible. I felt like a ghost in my own home. My sister, the person I shared a childhood with, was erasing me. She wasn't just taking the money. She was taking my history. You're a monster, I whisper. I'm a realist, she counters. You can stay in a hotel for a month on my dime if you want. But after that, you're on your own. Consider it a push to finally do something with your life. She stands up, smooths her skirt, and walks out, leaving me in the silence of a house that no longer belongs to me. I look at the walls, the memories of Dad's laughter, the smell of his tobacco, all of it sold to the highest bidder by the person I trusted most. The 30 days pass in a blur of gray. I move into a cramped, 1-bedroom apartment on the outskirts of the city. The walls are thin, the heater rattles, and the smell of stale cooking oil permeates everything. It's a far cry from the sprawling estate, but that's not what hurts. What hurts is the silence. Elena hasn't called once. She blocked my number a week after the funeral. I tried to reach out to our cousins, our family friends, but the story was already out. Elena had told everyone I was unstable, that Dad had left her everything because I had struggled with substance issues and couldn't be trusted with the legacy. It was a lie, a calculated, professional assassination of my character. I spend my nights staring at the few canvases I managed to save. I can't paint. Every time I pick up a brush, my hands shake. I trusted them. I trusted my family. And they discarded me like yesterday's trash. One night, I find myself scrolling through Elena's Instagram. She's thriving. She's at a gala, wearing a necklace that belonged to our mother. She's smiling, holding a champagne flute, captioned, "Carrying on the legacy. New beginnings. #CEO, #family first." The irony makes me want to scream. #family first. I hit rock bottom when I try to buy groceries and my card is declined. I have $12 in my savings account. Elena had even frozen the small trust fund Dad set up for me years ago, claiming she needed to audit all family accounts. I sit on the floor of the grocery store aisle, surrounded by generic brand cereal. And I break. I cry until I can't breathe. A stranger asks if I'm okay, and I can't even answer. I am a 30-year-old woman with no job, no home, and a family that wants me dead, or at least socially deceased. I go back to my apartment and look at the portrait I was painting of Dad before he died. It's unfinished. His eyes are missing. I realize then that I've been waiting for someone to save me. I've been waiting for the truth to just magically come out. But truth doesn't come out on its own. It has to be dragged into the light. They thought I wouldn't fight back. They thought I was the soft sister, the one who would just fade away into poverty and obscurity. I look at my reflection in the cracked mirror in the hallway. My eyes are red. My hair is a mess. But there's a flicker of something I haven't felt in years. Not grief. Not sadness. Spite. Pure, unadulterated spite is a powerful fuel. I realize I don't need her money. I don't even need the house. I need to show the world who she really is. And as an artist, I know exactly how to create an image and how to destroy one. I start by doing what I do best, observing. If Elena wants to play the role of the perfect CEO, she has to have a script. And scripts always have holes. I spend weeks in public libraries, using their high-speed internet to dig into the company's recent filings. Elena is aggressive. She's trying to pivot the family textile business into a lifestyle brand, but the numbers don't add up. She's spending more on marketing and influencers than the company makes in profit. Then I find it. A small, buried file in a digital archive of Dad's personal cloud account. He was old-fashioned, but he kept digital backups of his journals. I still had the password, his wedding anniversary. The entry from 7 months ago stops my heart. Elena visited today. She brought her own notary. She's pressuring me to sign the new estate plan. I told her Maya deserves the house, but Elena says Maya wants to sell it anyway. I'm so tired. The medication makes everything foggy. I trust Elena to do what's right for her sister. He didn't want this. She lied to him. She told him I wanted to sell the house. The one thing I told him I'd cherish forever. She manipulated a dying man's final wishes by painting me as the greedy one. But there's more. A voice memo attached to a folder labeled for Maya. I click play. Dad's voice is thin, punctuated by heavy breathing. Maya, my sweet girl, if you're hearing this, it means things didn't go the way I hoped. I suspect Elena is playing a dangerous game. She doesn't know I recorded our last conversation. I've hidden the real will, the one I wrote by hand, in the lining of your mother's old jewelry box. The one Elena took. Don't let her win. Maya, use your voice. You were always the brave one. My blood turns to ice. There is a real will, a handwritten one that supersedes any notarized amendment she coerced out of him while he was drugged. But it's in her possession. She lives in a penthouse with a doorman and state-of-the-art security. I can't break in. I can't sue her. I have no money for a lawyer, and Henderson is in her pocket. I realize I have to play her game. Elena lives for the spotlight. She craves public validation. She wants to be a thought leader, an icon of modern success. She's planning a massive launch party for her new brand next month at the very estate she's about to sell. It's going to be live-streamed. All the city's elite will be there. She wants the spotlight. Fine. I'll give her the performance of a lifetime. I look at my blank canvases. I don't see landscapes anymore. I see the truth. I start to paint, not for beauty, but for blood. I spend the next 3 weeks working 18 hours a day. I sell my camera, my jewelry, and my furniture to buy the supplies I need. I'm not just making art. I'm making evidence. The transformation begins with a single post. I create a new social media persona, the ghost of the estate. I don't show my face. I only show my hands covered in paint, working on massive haunting canvases. I start sharing snippets of the process, the raw, emotional journey of a daughter disinherited and discarded. I don't name Elena. I don't have to. I use the family's old brand hashtags. I use the location of our estate. The algorithm does the rest. The story goes viral. The artist who lost everything. People love a victim, but they adore a survivor. Within 2 weeks, I have 50,000 followers. Within 3, I have 100,000. The comments are filled with people sharing their own stories of family betrayal. I trusted them. I write in a caption that gets 10,000 shares. But I learned that family isn't blood. It's loyalty. And loyalty has a price. Elena notices. Of course she does. She sends a cease and desist letter through Henderson. Stop these veiled attacks on your sister's reputation. It reads, or we will sue you for defamation. I don't reply. Instead, I post a photo of the letter. The truth is a terrifying thing to those who live in the dark. I caption it. My followers explode. The media starts picking it up. Family feud or corporate coup. The mystery of the textile heiress. I get an invite to a local morning show. I turn it down. I'm holding out for the big stage. I need to be in the same room as her. I reach out to a former employee of Dad's, a woman named Sarah who Elena fired the day she took over. Sarah was Dad's personal assistant for 15 years. She loved him, and she hates Elena. I have something for you, Sarah tells me when we meet in a park. She hands me a USB drive. It's the security footage from the house. From the night she brought the notary. The cameras were supposed to be off, but I never disabled the backup system in the kitchen. I watch the footage on my laptop. It's chilling. Elena is literally guiding Dad's shaking hand across the paper. He's crying. He's asking for me. She tells him I'm out partying and don't want to see him. It's the smoking gun. But a legal battle would take years. Elena would burn through the estate's cash to keep me in court until I starved. No, I need a swifter justice. I need a public execution of her reputation. I contact a rival lifestyle magazine that Elena snubbed for her exclusive launch. I tell them I have a story that will break the internet. I tell them I'll give them everything, the footage, the recording, the paintings, but only if they help me get into the launch party. You want to crash your own sister's event? The editor asks, eyes gleaming. No, I say, a cold smile spreading across my face. I want to host it. The night of the Elena Vance lifestyle launch is a humid, electric evening. The estate is transformed. Pink and gold lights bathe the stone walls. A massive stage is set up in the gardens, right where Dad used to plant his tomatoes. The guest list is a who's who of the city. Influencers, investors, and socialites roam the grounds, sipping cocktails named after Elena. I arrive in the back of a delivery van, dressed as a catering server. My art is already inside. I had Sarah help me swap the promotional banners with my canvases earlier that afternoon, hidden under black silk shrouds. Elena was too busy getting her hair done to check the setup. At 9 p.m., the music swells. Elena takes the stage. She looks radiant and completely oblivious. Tonight isn't just about a brand, she tells the crowd, her voice projected over the high-end sound system. It's about the Vance legacy. My father, Thomas Vance, taught me that strength is the ability to make hard choices, to lead when others can only follow. I'm backstage, standing by the master control for the giant LED screens behind her. My heart is hammering against my ribs, so hard I think it might burst. I stand here today as the sole guardian of that legacy, she continues, honoring his memory by bringing our family into the future. That's a lie, I scream, stepping out from the wings. The crowd gasps. The cameras, dozens of them filming for the live stream, swing toward me. I've dropped the catering apron. Underneath, I'm wearing a dress made of the very textiles our father spent his life creating. Elena stammers, her face turning a ghostly shade of white. Security, get her off the stage. She's unwell. I'm perfectly fine, Elena, I say, my voice steady, amplified by the microphone I've clipped to my bodice. In fact, I've never been more clear-headed. The security guards hesitate. The magazine I partnered with has their own security blocking the path, filming everything. This is a scene, and no one wants to stop a scene. You told everyone Dad chose you, I say, walking toward her. You told them I was a mess. But let's look at what Dad actually said. I hit the button on the control panel. The massive LED screen behind Elena flickers to life. It's not her logo. It's the security footage from the kitchen. The garden goes silent. The only sound is the audio of our father sobbing, asking for me, while Elena forces the pen into his hand. Sign it, Dad. Maya doesn't care about you. She's already looking at apartments in the city. Just sign it, and it'll be over. Elena spins around, staring at the screen in horror. Turn it off. That's a deep fake. That's not real. And this, I say, triggering the next file. Dad's voice fills the estate, the recording from the cloud. I suspect Elena is playing a dangerous game. Don't let her win, Maya. The guests are whispering, phones held high. The live stream comments are scrolling so fast they're a blur of fire emojis. And, OMG, you stole my inheritance, I say, stepping into her personal space. You stole my morning. You even tried to steal my name. But you forgot one thing. I pull the cord on the first shrouded canvas. It's a massive, grotesque portrait of Elena, but her face is made of the legal documents she used to cheat me. Her eyes are the notice to vacate letters. Her mouth is a jagged line of dollar signs. It's haunting. It's brilliant. It's the best thing I've ever painted. You can have the money, Elena, I say, my voice echoing through the gardens. You can even have the house. Because after tonight, the Vance lifestyle is a brand of betrayal. And everyone knows it. Elena looks at the crowd. She sees the disgust on their faces. She sees her friends recording her downfall. She tries to speak, but only a choked sob comes out. The spotlight she craved is now a searchlight, exposing every lie she ever told. I walk off the stage. I don't look back. I walk right out the front gates of the estate I grew up in. I don't have a penny in my pocket, but for the first time in 3 years, I can breathe. The aftermath is swifter than any court case. The viral video of the launch party reaches 10 million views in 48 hours. The board of the family company fires Elena by the end of the week. The lifestyle brand is dead before the first product even hits the shelves. Because of the evidence I went public with, the district attorney opens an investigation into the amended will. Elena is facing charges of elder abuse and fraud. To avoid jail time, she's forced to sign over the entire estate to me in a settlement. But I don't want it. I sell the house. I sell the business. I keep enough to live comfortably and put the rest into a foundation for caregivers. People like me who give up their lives to sit in the dark with the dying, only to be forgotten when the light comes back. I see Elena one last time at the final signing. She looks haggard. The designer clothes are gone. She's staying in a cheap motel while her legal fees eat through what's left of her personal savings. I hate you, she whispers across the table. I know, I say, signing the final document. But the difference is, I don't think about you at all. I walk out of the lawyer's office and into the bright afternoon sun. My phone pings. It's a notification from a prestigious gallery in New York. They want a solo exhibition of the Betrayal series. I used to think my father was my world. I used to think my sister was my family. I was wrong on both counts. My father was a man who let himself be fooled, and my sister was a stranger who happened to share my DNA. I'm not a victim anymore. I'm not the invisible daughter. I am an artist, a survivor, and the master of my own story. I look up at the sky, feeling the warmth on my face. I'm starting over, and for the first time, I'm doing it for me. Sometimes losing your family is the price of finding yourself.